Okay, so this is something I've kind of been thinking about talking about for a while now, but I've just been putting it off because I'm sure this is something that a lot of people know about. It's just something that took me a little while to figure out because I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it, although I'm sure there are. So I kind of had to figure it out on myself, and it's been very helpful for me. So, what I want to talk about today is plants that come potted from, various nurseries, private sellers, whatever. The potting mix they use might actually be hindering your Nepenthes, even if it's a great mix for them. So you can see something like this Palonensis here. Whenever it arrived, it was potted. I left it in that mix. And you can see the previous leaves are substantially smaller, the pitchers were much, much smaller, and it was just giving me a lot of very, very slow growth. So after repotting, you can see immediate leaf jumps. It's been growing much quicker. We have a similar thing with, let's see, where's another good example? Here. Probably the best example of it is this Elisa Petrana. We got some water on there. This came to me from Carnivoro. Very reputable nursery. They clearly know what they're doing. They know how to grow a plant. And I'm sure their mix works great for them. However, this plant was sitting basically stagnant, giving me no real leaf jumps, a leaf every few months. I mean, I was getting maybe like 2 pitchers a year, over the past year and a half out of this guy. It was just very, very slow growth. I repotted it, and you can see immediately I'm getting larger, healthier looking leaves, and it's growing substantially faster than it previously was. So let's look at a couple others. Okay, so these two here are another example of the same thing. They haven't put on nearly as much size. They're not giving me massive leaf jumps or anything like that. However, after repotting, their leaves have just been much healthier. You can see the pitchers have gotten bigger and the frequency at which they grow. They're just growing much, much faster. I'm getting leaves much quicker. And the plants just look better. They're not lagging along. But really what it comes down to are what conditions you have are going to affect the potting mix that you should be using, right? So even though Carnivoro is a great grower, and I'm sure their mix works great for them, in my conditions it's just not going to work as well. In your conditions it might not work as well due to things like light, humidity, temperature. So a lot of times if you see a plant that you have that just isn't growing well, sometimes a repot is really all it takes to just kind of jumpstart them into lots of new growth. And one last example is this truncata. It has put out actually some pretty decent leaf jumps since the repot, but really it's just the rate at which they grow and the quality of the leaves, the pitchers, everything like that, just substantially better. So again, I'm sure it's something that many, many people know, but if you're having a plant that's just kind of at a dead standstill, you know that all your conditions are fine for it. Say your humidity, lighting, it's being watered at an appropriate rate, not too much, not too little, etc., etc. And especially if it's a plant that came to you potted and you're just not seeing any growth, a lot of times just something as simple as repotting it into whatever kind of mix that you use for the rest of your plants can really help give it sort of a turbocharge. So yeah, quick video, but just something I really wanted to talk about. So yeah, thanks. See you next time.